Raiders, we a nation of Raiders. It's a nation of Raiders. We a nation of Raiders. It's a nation of Raiders. We a nation of Raiders. It's a nation.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of InBounds with the Oakland Raiders. I'm Lorelei Suarez, and today we are sitting down with a young man with an incredible story of overcoming the odds and finding his way to the NFL. Cornerback, Mr. DJ Hayden. DJ, thank you for taking the time to sit down with us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So your story is such a compelling one of survival and success. And I remember the first time I read about it being blown away. So, let's start at the beginning. In Houston, Texas, where football is a religion. Can you tell us about the first time you played football and what led you to the game?
I just remember loving football from I was just a kid, you know what I'm saying? Just going outside, playing football in the street. You know what I'm saying? We used to play tackle on concrete. We used to just play football every day. Wake up in the morning, go outside, play. And that's what I love to do. And, yeah.
So moving on to Elkins High School, where you are listed as one of the most notable alumni to come out of the school.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your biggest and most positive influences as a young high school student athlete?
Coming out of high school, I really didn't have the best grades, and I would say my cousin Phil, he was a real big influence on me in high school because he used to, even though my grades wasn't as good as everybody else's, he used to take the time out to sign me up for like night classes or help me get extra tutoring, and he was like almost like my personal trainer. He used to take me to the field. We used to do workouts and all types of stuff. So definitely my cousin Phil.
So you played your first 2 years at a junior college, Navarro College, and in 2010 you helped lead your team to its second NJCAA National Football Championship before signing on to play your junior and senior years at the University of Houston. Can you talk about what it was like starting off at a small junior college and then transitioning to a large university, both academically and athletically?
Starting at a junior college, it was rough because it was like in the middle of nowhere, and it's really not a lot to do. So a lot of guys were distracted and used to get in a lot of trouble. But I used to just focus on football and trying to get a D1 scholarship. So when I got to junior college, that's when I really realized that I had to take my studies seriously. So I really buckled down and handled my books, and I handled my business on the field as well, and I got a scholarship to the University of Houston.
So it's your senior year at the University of Houston. You're practicing with your team before the 10th game of the season. You collide with a safety in a passing drill, and your teammate's knee strikes your chest so hard that you end up tearing your inferior vena cava in your heart. Now, this is an injury most associated with high-speed vehicle accidents, and the fatality rate is 95% due to the massive loss of blood, but you survived. Can you take us back to that day in the following months and talk about how the near-death experience changed your outlook on life?
Basically, it was just a hit, and it just felt like the wind got knocked out of me. And Doc, he rushed me in he took me into the training room. And I just couldn't see anything, like my eyes, I couldn't see nothing. So then they rushed me to the hospital. They did the CT scan and all these tests and stuff, and they saw blood, and they saw internal bleeding. So they just went straight to surgery. And then after the surgery, that's when it really hit me that what had happened. And just that whole experience, it just taught me just not to take as much for granted, and just don't take all the stuff that you do for granted. Don't take it for granted because you never know when your last day could be. And I just try to use that to just motivate other people to do what they want to do, and it's not over. Even though you go through some adversity, but you're still here, and you still gotta live. You still gotta do right by yourself. So don't use adversity as a token to get out of, just a token not to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're going through something don't mean you still can't be successful. That should just give you even more motivation to fight through it and keep pushing for whatever you want your goal to be.
So despite your injury, you still earned first-team All-Conference USA honors. And while it was a season-ending injury, it wasn't a career-ending injury. You participated in the 2013 NFL Combine, where you registered an impressive 4.33 in the 40-yard dash. So many athletes talk about the struggle of coming back from an injury, and that even if they manage to get back to 100% physically, that it's getting back to being 100% mentally that's the real challenge. How did you prepare mentally and physically for the combine, and what was it like competing knowing you had just survived open heart surgery and a near-death experience?
Well, technically, I didn't work out at the combine. I just did my pro day. But just that whole experience, it was just crazy because I really wasn't 100% healthy. And, I mean, I was good enough to run, but I had ran a 4.3 on my first one, and on my second one, I pulled my hamstring. And just going through that, just going through that whole experience, I didn't think I was going to go first round. I just thought just getting picked up by any team, whether it's undrafted or anything, like I was gonna be thankful just for me coming from what I came from. So I just took it. I just did what I did. I just kept working out, and my film really spoke for itself. And really, that whole experience was just crazy to me. It's just mind blowing. It just lets me know how God works in mysterious ways. And I really think God really had a lot to do with it, especially mentally wise, because I thought I was just out of it, like recovering from the surgery. Like I never thought I'd play football again. I used to be down on myself a lot. But then one day, my team chaplain, he came and talked to me. And it just a light clicked on. I was like, man, I could really play it. Like if I get back healthy again, I could really do it. And all that doubt, it kind of started weeding itself out. And now I'm here.
Well, you ended up being the 12th pick in the first round of the 2013 NFL Draft, and you're the most highly selected defensive player to come out of Houston since Wilson Whitley in 1977, long before you were born. So looking back on your journey, what are you most proud of in your career?
I'm just proud of that I just kept fighting. Like I ain't quit. I ain't hold myself back. I just kept fighting. I just kept going, just kept doing what I wanted to do. And I'm here now.
So the Raiders are looking so good this season. And as a team, it looks like you guys are really starting to gel. What's it like being part of an organization that's turning itself around and doing such positive things?
It's a great feeling because the past 2 years here, we ain't having no good year. And then for us to turn it around and be doing some positive things, it's a great feeling. And not only for us, but just for the city of Oakland, because they've been waiting on this for a long time. And I get fans come up to me all the time. They just tell me how good we doing. But it ain't done yet. The season ain't over. It's like week 8, week 7 or whatever. And we still got a lot more work to do, so I'm excited for it.
Well, DJ, thank you for taking the time to sit down with us and sharing your inspirational story. It really is. And for being such a great Raider. Until next week, this has been Lorelei Suarez for InBounds with the Oakland Raiders. Thanks for tuning in.